The other major piece of Scott's work on the living inquiries is these core beliefs and deficiency stories. And when children are, Dr. Gabor Mate is a medical doctor who's done a lot of work on addiction. And one of the things he said a few years ago when I was listening to something of his on a TED Talk was that children require a safe, consistent attachment. And if we don't get that, then we'll do anything we can to try and find that in our parents. So what happens when the parents aren't providing that safe, secure attachment? And there's a lot of variation in that. Some parents are pretty good at it most of the time. Sometimes, we have caregivers that are not. They're either abusive or neglectful, or they're not there for us in some way. Then we never blame them. We take it on ourselves. And, sometimes there'll even be like one person in a family gets singled out. And then it's even more evidence. Well, my sister's not getting treated this way, so it must be me. But even if that's not the case, we just have this feeling of there must be something wrong with me, or I wouldn't be getting treated this way. And those are core beliefs that can affect us through our whole lives. We start, when we're children, feeling like there's just something wrong with us. I'm not lovable, because if I was lovable, they would love me, and they clearly don't. So we don't have the capacity when we're children to see it in a proper perspective. All we know is that we can't survive without their care. So we'll do whatever we can to maintain that connection with them. Once we have this belief, then we tend to really see all the evidence that supports the belief. So if we have a belief that nobody cares about me, or that I'm unworthy, then we kind of don't even see the evidence against that. We just see the evidence for it. And lots of times when we're doing inquiries into these kinds of beliefs, we'll see walls and walls of evidence that we have for this. And, as we go through life, experiences are going to stack up that reinforce that view. But it's actually not true. It's just these are experiences that we've had to solidify this sense of me, the one who's unlovable, or me, the one who's not worthy. So the living inquiries I found to be a really excellent way to get to learn what those stories are and to see through them. The unfindable inquiry is the root of that, is to see that these beliefs that we feel are so real are sensations and energy attached to images and words from our experience, and that there is no self there who's unworthy. There's a bunch of images and words and sensation. And when we can see that clearly enough, then that whole identity just kind of falls apart.